Rouse's Markets is voted best grocery store in New Orleans, best grocery store in Baton Rouge, Mississippi, Gulf Coast, Thibodeau, Houma, Hammond, Lake Charles, Mobile, year after year. Thank you for choosing us best grocery store on the Gulf Coast. Number one. Thank you.
Thank you.
The number one grocery store
In Mississippi, Alabama,
Louisiana. 1 million customers a week can't be wrong. Welcome to Rouse's.
Hello and welcome back to this edition of Bayou Time. Again, your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And we always like to get our updates whenever we can, especially down in St. Mary, St. Mary's Parish Sheriff's Office. Detective Lieutenant David Spencer. Good to see you again, sir. How are you?
Oh, it's good to be with you. I am doing splendid.
I appreciate that. Always throws me off when I do both of those titles, but you've earned both of those, and so congratulations, and we appreciate it. I know you guys have had a couple of arrests over there. Tell us a little bit about this first one, if you don't mind.
Yeah, our guys are stirring things up a little bit. This first one, we had Alec Race Jr. and Desi Booty that stopped them on a traffic incident and wound up finding out that they in possession of methamphetamines in amounts that were good for distributing.
Right.
And had some things with that, the baggies, the scale, those kind of things. Miss Booty did try to jerk away from our deputy, so she caught a resisting arrest charge as well. And, we want to take this stuff off the road because there's all kind of things that come with that, potential of violence. With people that are messing with drugs, and also for them in particular, it's not a good health thing. We really would like to see these folks get off this stuff ultimately and stop pushing it in our parish.
Yeah, if we can get them off the streets, then we can help those people who have that addiction, right? And so finding a way, and thankfully in our areas, St. Mary and Terrebonne, we have lots of good options for them to get some treatment and be able to kind of initiate that improvement in their health. Because if not, we're going to see them consistently wanting to do this illegal behavior, trying to get those drugs.
You're right. And a lot of times our deputies and police officers in the area are really their contact to get them in the court system and get them some of those resources that, and I know people that have gotten arrested and have gotten clean, and they'll always look back at that arrest and say, actually, it was one of the best things that ever happened to them.
Yeah, and so something is that somebody may paint as negative initially becomes the most positive. Sometimes, you are a part of their rock bottom, if you will, then they can get a chance to turn that around. And then they're always thankful, right, and appreciative.
They are. Actually, those people that actually get clean, they are always very thankful.
I like it. Tell us a little bit about Mr. Thomas as well.
Durrell Thomas, it was another one, traffic stop that was made, and deputy was a narcotics detective and discovered that he had a large amount of marijuana, which is consistent again with distribution, and had some paraphernalia and all, and so he was charged for that, and also that firearm in the presence of the CDS is a problem. So we were able to get that off the street.
Yeah, and again, got him on a bond to release as well. And again, it's just great work, great police work to be able to get those guys off, routine traffic stops, right? And people who, with the arrogance, if you will, that they're not going to get caught or they're not going to get pulled over. But, they do. And you guys are being able to kind of take that to the next level and realize the importance, especially this one, a handgun with CDS, not a good idea.
No, it's not a good idea. And, we get a lot of reaction from the public when we put up an arrest on marijuana, because I think people don't really understand what the decriminalization of marijuana really resulted in. Medical marijuana. And if you go through the steps and you have your prescription, that's one thing. But just a simple possession is still illegal, and for recreational use. And obviously, when you have this much where you're distributing, that's a problem.
The intent to distribute is obvious with that volume, right?
Very much with that one.
Yeah, exactly. And then, the difficulty that can come with handguns and, loaded weapons and those kinds of things that really kind of make that difficult. We are seeing a number of people kind of reacting and responding. I still kind of love talking a little bit about this winter storm that came through. Tell us a little bit about how things happened over in St. Mary and how y'all were able to kind of handle the cold.
So I'm from North Mississippi, and I miss, getting some storms and getting some of that white stuff. But down here, I've told my wife, I said, man, the elevated roadways down here always make me wonder what's going to happen when we have a sure enough big snow event. And we just got one.
Yes, sir.
We were very concerned with people getting out on it. We know down in South Louisiana, we have a lot of people that have never driven on it or don't really realize what it's like. And then you pop in those elevated roadways, and it is a recipe for disaster. But I want to tell you, I was very pleased and surprised that our people in St. Mary stayed off the roadways. We had very few problems. And when I was out driving that first day and getting some pictures and going through our neighborhoods, there were a lot of people out that were walking or playing with their kids. I told my wife when I got home, I said, I saw grown people that were like a little children, like, hey, well, let's go play in the snow.
Right.
The dog videos really cracked me up because you had a lot of dogs down here that were, brought out into the yard, and they're like, what is this?
What do I do with this?
Oh, yeah. And some of my mother-in-law's dog, he was licking the snow a little bit, and he was looking at it, and before you know it, he's running around like a kid himself. So it was a great experience. And like I say, very few issues in St. Mary.
Well, I love the fact that everybody heeded the warnings. They let people know that 90 was closed all the way through getting to and through Morgan City. And if people were going to be childish, go and be childish in the yard, play in the snow with your kids, have that kind of fun, stay off the roadways. Yep. So very glad that you guys minimized some of those events. And so we're very, very glad. But we appreciate your time today. Thank you for the updates. Thank you for keeping St. Mary safe. We appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having us. All
right. Well, we'll talk again soon. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment, but don't go anywhere. A whole lot more right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Terrebonne General Health System. Your health is our legacy. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not. Buick, the craft of modern luxury. St. Martin and Bork, know your rights.